Ready.
The moment we've all been waiting for is upon us. Tornado Tosh is in the building.
Tornado Tash. Hello, hello. Ah,
Did
I
you see?
literally, I literally like typed the last word like less than 10 minutes ago.
Damn, we went from 2 people to 15, just like that. Let's go. We're famous out here, Tosh.
Let's go, guys. I'm
Famous.
gonna be extra thirsty today for some reason.
What's up,
By
mom?
the way,
My mom changed her name to Omi. Let's go.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
I
Okay.
love it. What's up, mom?
Hmm.
Because
So,
remember, it used to be Natalia.
yep.
Love
I
it.
feel weird. My hair's.
Okay, so God damn, 40 people,
Ugh,
Tosh. What's going on?
the heck? They're all bots. Max
Yeah,
bot and bots
high
for us.
expectations, guys. Today we are going to get the presentation we've been waiting for about 2 weeks. Tornado Tosh is in the building.
The thing is though, I'm only gonna give you like a good like 60% because the thing is I wanted to add more. There was so much to add. Um Not enough time to add it. Also, too, this can go into our peaks and pits of the week. So this past week, my peak and pit is the exact same thing. It was
Well,
both a highlight of the week and it's also a downfall of the week. So I'll start with this. So I love watching streams, like podcasts, like gaming streams, Twitch, YouTube, like I that's just what I do in general. I have a lot of different things that I like keep up with on a side note, and one of them happens to be Valkyrie. I don't know if people know who she is. I don't know if you know who she is. She's a top streamer. I've loved her for a long time. COVID, her Among Us days with her Among Us crew kept me sane during the lockdown. Um, so like I've been watching her for a long, long time, and lately she's been into the GTA roleplay. I don't know if you know what that is.
GTA
Um,
roleplay.
yeah, so GTA 5 the game, right? So since it's like hella old and stuff, you can play it online now and they have like the role play version where you're not like you have the whole open map and stuff and you can just go in. It's kind of like the Sims almost where like you can go create your character, you can buy a house, you can interact with people, do like shit, you can work, get jobs, get money. It's like that. It's like a metaverse essentially in GTA. Um and the stream specifically is like it's like modded out called no pixels, so a lot of like there's like 20,000 plus people on this one server alone, so it's like there's a lot going on all the time. um yeah, I like Saikuno, shout out, um
See,
but
Tom, so this is quite
what?
this is a fascinating conversation to have with you because this is where I think our age gap kind of eludes us because
Age gap, I'm about to be 30, we're not that much of a gap.
yeah, but I'm in my mid 30s right now, and so like my question to you, because you seem to have started to like this, why would somebody want to get a job in the VVverse and like the Grand Theft Auto verse to spend time to make money in the Grand Theft Auto verse to buy, I see it with
It's
NFTs
yeah.
because it's like actual, like, you get real return on your money. But like, why not just get like and I'm gonna sound like such a boomer when I say this, I realize
No,
that.
no, no. You
But like,
you don't worry.
why not just like, I don't
No,
know, get a
it's
real job?
yeah, no, it's fun. It's is. So, it's hard to explain, but like when like if you get it, you get it. No, it's fun because it's not even about like working, it's about like how can you fuck this up type of thing. Like it's about the chase, not getting caught by the police type of thing. Like you're there with a whole bunch of your friends. It's like if we were in VR chat and we had to do like a task, Like that's the thing. It's like a job, but it's like a quick like a 5 minute type of heist task thing, right? That you have to have a whole bunch of people work together and do and complete.
Okay, I
And if
get
you do
that.
like something wrong, like you get fucked up type of thing.
I
Like
get that.
it's like the thing is this whole thing like it goes in depth. We could be here like that's the thing. I could explain this forever and there's still lots of things that I'm going to miss out on. Like the game itself, it's gone to a whole new level online with the no pixel role play. But
The
it's
what?
just fun and
No
it's fun.
pixel.
That's the
Okay.
servers, no pixel roleplay
Oh,
for GTA.
oh.
So yeah, no, like it's fun. Like it's funny. Like that's the thing. Like
I
it's
played
just
GTA.
it's a good fucking fun time.
Okay, I played GTA, and I've been like in the metaverse with you, and like we did fun stuff. But the way
Yeah.
you made it sound to me, where like people were logging in and putting in 8 hours like a day to like
Oh
make.
no. Like the jobs, they only take like 5 minutes. They're like a quick like you have to go and rob a
Oh,
bank. Like a thing, you know?
oh,
Like that's what it is, type of thing. So yeah, it's not like an 8 hour thing, no. It's just like a quick fun thing to do. But yeah, no, it's just
okay.
entertaining and there's like thousands of people on there. So like there's so many different like points of view, so many different characters and stuff. And like I said, I followed Valkyrie, Saikuno, Leslie, like a whole bunch of people that are in there and then watching them interact with other people. Like an example is the clowns. So like there's so many different POVs. So I've just been kind of
You're
dibble
speaking like the
dabbling all
language.
week. Yeah,
Nobody understands
like
what you're
nobody's
saying.
gonna understand me.
What
But
is your
anyways,
POV?
the whole point of this is I have been trapped in watching all of these streams all week. That's literally all I've done. And I know it's bad, is I'm sorry, is but it's just it's been so addicting. It's been so hilarious, just like the drama, the things that people do, like the wars. Like there's like gangs in there. Like that's the thing. People create gangs and go at war with each other. Like it's so in depth, the storylines of a lot of
Mhm.
these like characters and people, and it's just been hella interesting. It's like I said to Iz the other day, it's basically like I'm reading a book but I'm watching it, you know? Like
Mhm.
it's it's just so funny and entertaining. But anyways, that's literally taken up all of my time this week, and I'm not kidding when I
Yes,
say that.
everybody in the chat. I tried to reach out to Tasha a couple of days ago for I don't know what, and she was like, "I just want to tell you that this is taking up my life, and I don't have time for anything else." And then I texted her about an hour from now, like, "We're about to have the best podcast ever." She's like, "Can you start it up? Because I didn't do shit because I've been watching these streams." I'm like, "Damn,
Mhm.
what, what,
Well, no, not
what?"
today because I was working on I was trying to finish the shit today. Um, but yeah, so that's my peak and pit of the week. I've had a blast, you know, looking into these storylines and everything, and it's also taken up my whole life. So I need to get back to reality.
Do you
Anyways,
watch
what about you?
any sports streams with sports games?
No, no.
Whack, whack. Anyway,
Um,
my peak and pit of the week. My peak of the week since we last spoke, Tasha.
hmm. I
Tasha.
can't wait. Yeah, I know. I already know it's basketball. Really, the funny thing is, like, I haven't even been
Hold
on
on,
Twitter
hold
all
on,
week
hold on,
either.
hold on. It's my turn
And
right now,
I
Tasha.
went on
Hold
Twitter
on,
and I saw you.
hold on, Tasha.
Continue.
The Mavericks are in the NBA Finals. We are in the finals, about to win a trophy, about to win a championship. Let's go, baby. Game one is
Lame.
tomorrow. Don't bother me. It's like you with your whatever you're watching. Do not, I will be unavailable for everything tomorrow. Let's go. Go Mavericks. My pit of the week.
Hmm.
Probably that we've had like tornadoes and floods and hail, and my car almost got crazy hail on it. But luckily,
Yeah. You know it's bad when GTA took over my life that I didn't even track shit this week.
I was like, "Where's my 2 day heads
I
up?"
didn't check
Nothing.
anything this week. I'm behind on like my weather for the week. Like I mean, I
Yeah,
still saw all the alerts and stuff, but I'm like, man, I can look into it later. I,
yeah.
I I did some catching up on it yesterday though, but
We had golf ball
yeah,
size hail, like this big for
I
real.
know.
It was
I
crazy.
said no. What did I text you? Oh, I told you to go outside because I was gonna drop some basketballs on your head.
She did. She did. We got to step outside with helmets these days.
Right? Ugh. Yeah. So that's fun.
So, are we ready? This is what
Oh
we came
God.
here for.
The best part is I put it together and the first half of it, like I did it like 2 weeks ago, so I don't fully
Hey, I love you,
remember.
Tash.
I don't
Let's go,
fully
Dunk.
remember everything I did. Oh,
Go
Duck's here.
Mavs. Go Mavs and go Max. Let's go.
Meh, fuck Max.
Tornadoes.
Okay.
Let's go. So, for those of you who don't watch this show religiously, which is a
Hmm,
tragedy if you don't, Tasha
hmm.
here is Tornado Tosh. She loves natural disasters. Death and despair is her forte. So, anytime there's a natural disaster, a tornado, a hurricane, a tsunami, or anything that could potentially, damn, I don't want to say it like that. Anytime there's a natural
Harm
disaster,
people?
yeah,
Is that what
anytime
you're trying to say?
yeah. I was trying to protect the
Damn.
brand, Tasha. But
No, it's not like yeah, the whole destruct like here's the thing. When I say that I love the shit, like obviously I'm not oblivious to the fact that these natural disasters cause harm and that I obviously don't support in a way. Like I don't
oh, thank God.
like that part. Like that's obviously a really sad part about it. Um, but when it comes to like these storms, there's just something so beautiful and wonderful and fun and just so like awestruck. Like it's there's just something I love about storms and all of these things. Like it's crazy what naturally happens. You know, like these things like just happen and they were happening long before we even were here, you know?
How you
And they
know? Was
will
there?
continue to happen. It's just natural, you know?
It's just natural. So before you go into this, what's the craziest
Hmm.
weather you've ever been in? Since you love it so much.
Um, that's the thing. I don't have that much of a crazy thing that I've been in. Like just regular like severe storms type of thing. A fun fact on my sister's grade 6 graduation, um we went to the school for her graduation obviously and there was a tornado in the back field like literally like 2 fields away that me and my dad like during the ceremony me and my dad were out in the back of the school watching this tornado go by. It was like a small little one. But yeah, so that was like the first like real tornado I saw in person. It was pretty far away, but
So you missed your sister's sixth grade graduation for a tornado?
basically,
That's love. Okay.
yeah,
All
real
right.
love
Well,
right
let's
there.
let's go. Let's go. I'm ready for this. I've been preparing for this
Oh,
mentally and emotionally. Take it away,
you know,
Tornado Tosh.
tornado Tash. Okay, so I don't even remember how many slides there are. And I hope I did everything correct. So just tornadoes, you know, love them this season. So
This is so funny. You put together a PowerPoint. Right?
I didn't even get to
Yeah.
finish it. That's the sad thing. I
Yeah.
wanted to add so much.
Oh
Ugh.
God. All right, come on.
Okay, so tornado alley and strength. Just like for summary, I have like 2 or 3 here for summaries. So, you know, peaks. Spring and summer season is peak season, obviously for tornado season. But they do happen all year long. And the USA, as you I hope you know, because you live in this alley, is the most active area on Earth. And did you know, fun fact, Canada's the second most active
I did not
on
know
the
that.
Earth. Yep, we are second. And when I say second, it's like I remember looking up the facts. It it's a crazy difference. Like say like you guys average like 2,000 tornadoes a year. We average like 100. Like that's the step up from first to second place.
Ben's rookie
Like you
numbers.
guys you guys take it to the next level.
Right.
Um as most people, I hope most people know about the EF scale. So basically, it's just the scale of wind speed. It doesn't necessarily include damage, but it can at times. But it is recorded by the recorded wind speeds, which most of the time when I look at it, like some tornadoes, they'll rate like an EF1 that I think like deserve like an EF4, or they'll give something an EF4 that I'm like, meh. You know, like the whole rating system is legit, but
Fuck the
also
experts.
too, like yeah, sometimes I'm like,
She said,
damn,
yeah.
like it should be like it should have been something different. Or like the thing that happens too a lot is like the day of, like when a tornado goes through, they'll slap on like something like an EF2, and then they'll continue their research for a few days, and then they'll like usually change it. So like it's never like, especially the day of, it's never like official. It takes a while for it to be official, but anyway, so I added obviously it's all in miles per hour here. I hate mile per hour recording. But do you know how a tornado happens, Max?
uh Clouds form and shit. They start intersecting. Isn't it like hot wind versus cold wind, and it starts funneling? I learned like in the fifth grade, and then I was like, all right, I'm trying to live my life now. But I feel like you're about to tell me.
Yeah. Well, I can just go over quickly.
Let's go.
So, yeah, basically when the hot air meets the cold air,
Oh,
it
I was
creates a
right.
thunderstorm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're kind of right. So it's the hot air, especially with the tornado alley in the U.S. It's like the hot air coming up from the Gulf, and then it's the cool air coming over the mountains, the Rockies. They mix, and then that's what creates like the big thunderstorms. But then the thing is, the wind shear will come in, and that will get the storms starting to spin. So that's what kind of like, it's like two different things coming in together that starts to like clash, and then you get the wind shear coming from another direction, and it gets it to start spinning. The air gets cold up top, like the higher you go, the colder it's going to get, and sometimes it gets like extreme cold, and that will start to push down because hot air rises, cold air falls. So then that's when the funnel clouds will come down and the ground will start spinning, which is actually a thing because like most people don't know this, but when a funnel cloud is coming down, technically like it could still be touching the ground and you can't see it because it's just the wind.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes funnel clouds are actually like full on tornadoes, and people don't know that because you can go underneath a funnel cloud and still like experience the really strong updraft of the wind.
What is the strongest classification of tornado? Is that F5? Is that the strongest?
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Okay.
Which is just basically like I think it's like 300 miles per hour plus type of thing, or 290, something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why you take off the comment?
Because you're blocking
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I love this. Now that thing is blocking it.
Did you ever create a tornado in science class, like in a tube or whatever?
No. Here's the thing with me. So like I took an extra geography class, which was specifically like there were 3 major things during the semester. It was like space, weather, and I can't remember what the other thing was. Oh, maybe it was just like Earth in general because we learned about, yeah, I think it was like weather specifically, and then it went into like tectonic plates, and we like studied deeply about that. So I took that for fun. But when it came to like doing all like the science stuff, like the tornadoes and stuff, like I avoided science classes as much as I could. Like biology, chemistry, I avoided those. So I never really got to play around with like the chemicals and stuff.
Boo.
I know. Anyways, tornado types. Do you know that there's like, do you know all the types?
All the types of tornadoes? No, I didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
know there were different
Because
types.
I remember I texted you. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was the one you were going to the casino. But I remember I texted you that there was like a wedge tornado, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
So
Because
what
you
is
were
it?
so confused.
You never told me.
So I told you. So the wedge tornado is essentially like this one. So it's basically like the big ones, you know, like it looks like a wedge. It's the size of the cloud. It's
Uh
just
huh.
like a huge area. Um just a huge fucking tornado. Sometimes you can get wedges, but they're not like they look massive, but they don't actually do like crazy damage. It's just like the sheer size of it. It could just be like a really slow one moving. But yeah, wedges are definitely horrifying if you were looking directly at it. Let
Well,
me
which
tell
ones are
you.
the most dangerous? Like, if you see one of these, you better run the other way because it's crucial. Which one is like the one you don't want to see?
Well, that's the thing. Like all of them, technically. Like there's not just one specific one you should avoid. You should try to avoid all of them.
Okay.
Um, I would say your subvortices might be one. So it's basically kind of like a wedge tornado, except you have like the main tornado, but then around the tornado you have little tornadoes. Which
Oh,
actually there was one that I think is in here. I can't remember if I put it in the
so it's got
slideshow,
like
but
tentacles.
essentially, which are are sometimes even more dangerous than the actual tornado itself, because like the tornado is obviously doing damage, but when you have the multiple vortice ones where you have the outside like little spin ups, those ones are gonna they're like already in the debris field of it, and then they're
Hmm.
also getting extra speed, so it's just sending all of that debris even faster at you.
Damn.
Yeah. So like those ones are wild. Um but there's so many types, you know, like you have your basic standard one that everybody assumes is a tornado, which I don't know if you noticed, but all the ones that are in the background I labeled. Um so yeah, you have like your
Are you?
you have your what?
I love
Sorry,
it.
my,
I love-
my
You know all the
mind
ones in
is
the
so
background?
fried today.
Yeah, I labeled them. Yeah, that
I
happened.
labeled everything. I did. I really
I'm proud of
did.
you. I'm proud of you.
Like this one's your most common appearance of a tornado. Everybody, obviously, when you think of a tornado, this is kind of what you think of. Yeah, like I said, like your wedge ones are as big as your clouds, basically. They're huge. Rain wrapped ones are actually the most dangerous ones, which typically happens like at night too, which is just even more uh horrible. Um, it's basically like it's in the middle of a huge thunderstorm and it's just rain wrap. So you can't see anything. You can't even see it coming at you. So those ones are
Imagine
the
how
worst ones to
terrifying
be
that
in.
is. You're just in a rainstorm and all of a sudden, brrr, a whole tornado just.
Dude, that's what happened at Valley View.
Dang.
That's yeah. Dude, like so much like that they're just terrible in general. But do you know about dust devils?
Yes, yes, that I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dust devils are actually they're kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, because like it always happens on a sunny, beautiful day with not a single cloud in the sky. Max, you can get a
Mm,
dust devil. There's also water spouts, tornadoes over the water. They're more common, obviously, in Florida Keys.
that's not
Florida
a
Keys is
hurricane.
actually a really
What's
no.
what's what's it? What is the difference between a hurricane and a tornado, Tasha? Well,
They're kind. They're very similar in the fact that like the spinning tornadoes are obviously like the single one where hurricanes like the whole fucking storm spinning type of thing. Um,
And
as
what's the
of
difference between a
damage,
hurricane and a cyclone?
that's the same thing. They just have different names. There's different. It's so
For,
confusing. I hate it
for some
because it's
reason,
like
I'm not satisfied with that
in
answer.
I know for the U.S. like on the Atlantic and on the U.S. side of the Pacific, it's hurricane. When you cross the international date line, it becomes a typhoon, and then a cyclone is in the Indian Ocean. So it just depends on where in the world it is. A hurricane, a cyclone, a typhoon, they're all the same. It's the same
Really?
thing, just different names. Yeah.
Okay, that I learned. I did not know that until right now. I didn't
Yeah,
know it
they're
was
the
a
same
matter of
thing. They're
geography.
just
Okay,
yeah, it just depends on where it is in the world.
that's the first thing I've ever learned from you, Tasha.
You're welcome. Oh, and a Medicaine. I can't forget a Medicaine.
Medicaid. Oh, I
Yeah.
think I have. Yeah, I think we might be on Medicaid, or we might not be. I
No.
don't know.
A Medicaine is a hurricane that happens in the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, I thought it helped you pay for your medical bills.
No. No, they're it's very rare for hurricanes to happen in the Mediterranean Sea, but there's reported ones. I think like the highest reported though is like a cat 2. Like they don't get super strong and they're very small and they only like they last like real quick type of thing.
Got it.
Mhm. Shut up. There's also fire whirls. I don't know if you know about them. Fire nados. They're true.
Fire NATOs?
Mhm.
No, I've never heard of that. I heard of the Fire Nation from Avatar, but Fire NATOs? That's
No.
crazy.
Fire nados. They're kind of
Okay.
cool. It happens basically whenever a tornado hits a fire or sometimes fire, like when it's going up, depending on the wind. Sometimes it'll go
If
up
if
high.
if you're in the middle of a house fire and the tornado hits your house causing a fire NATO, hey, just give it
Bro,
up, bro. Like take the L. That's it for you.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure there was a reported time that
what
that
else?
happened.
What else is there in life? Yeah,
There's
that's
so
like
much. There's also
crazy.
steam ones too. There's steam. I can't
Steam
remember
NATOs?
yeah, I can't remember
What?
the exact name for it. I was gonna add a photo, but it's very hard to get a photo of it. But there's so many different types. Like that's my point. Like tornadoes come in all shapes and sizes. There's so
Even
many different
there's
things.
Sharknadoes.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, so they come in all shapes and sizes all the time. Anyway, so this year for the season, so I kind of broke it up into 2 months here because obviously, the season starts May, but April, like technically, the real season starts May 1st. The same thing as hurricane season starts June 1st, but it doesn't mean that like hurricanes can occur in May as can tornadoes in April. Um, so April this year had more than double the average tornadoes. So it's already started off like super active this year.
Why do you think that is?
Um, so many things. A big thing I would say is because it's uh is it L or La Nina? I can't remember the exact L or La, but it's like the La Nina year or whatever. So it's just the 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 warm air coming up is like extremely warm this year and then the cold air coming off is really cold. So it's just like the ingredients for it is like just perfect compared to like a year or two ago where it was the opposite of whatever it is now type of thing. So it was like more colds coming up, more warm coming in type of thing. So it doesn't like mix well. So that's basically why it's just like the ingredients this year is perfect for a very active season, just like it is the same for hurricane season, with the water right now in the Gulf being, I think it's like 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit warmer for this time of year,
Uh-huh.
which I think it's like the temperature right now in the Gulf is typically what it would be at the end of August. So
Oh,
it's just like so the water is really warm. So that's what fuels hurricanes. So a lot of hurricanes that can come through at a cat 3 can instantly become a cat 5 because of the temperature of the water. Like that's like the fuel of hurricanes. So like that's this year is just like a perfect year that everything just lines up so that it's extremely active.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So there was a lot of outbreaks. Typically, with an outbreak, is just like a main big storm coming through. Usually, a storm, depending, can produce like multiple tornadoes, obviously. So there were 4 really big tornado outbreaks in April. The last one was obvious, like the end of the month had the biggest one. So, like a huge storm that went through like a 2-day period there had a total of 145 tornadoes. So like imagine, like that's a
Damn.
lot. Yeah. And like 2 days, it was a lot. So yeah, and then May, yeah, they already went above average only halfway in the month. So it was another record breaker right there. And obviously, because it's only June 5th, there's been a lot of tornadoes obviously that happened last week and everything. So
Hell
they're still
yeah,
like
especially here.
it takes time. Yeah, it takes yeah, right. So it takes time, obviously, like a week or two for them to finish up like doing all their surveys and stuff of the area and to like come up with the final thing. So like the numbers can go up still because they're still surveying a few locations and such. So
Why
far there's been 467. Hmm.
why do tornadoes love trailer homes so much?
Yo, when you texted me, yo, that it's wild, but it's so true, unfortunately. And I think it's just because, like, in some areas, especially in the tornado alley, like, you guys have a lot, like, it's great weather in general to like go RVing and stuff. So there's like a lot of like RV parks and stuff along it. And it's just like they're kind of that's the worst place to be in during a or during like a hurricane or tornado because like you're on a huge bus essentially. You can get like thrown around way easier than you could in like an actual sturdy building. So like they just get a lot of damage all the time because it's just like the worst place to be rather than being in like a home where you have like walls and stuff that are actually like cemented in type of thing that you
Yeah.
actually have something sturdy to kind of protect you. So that's why there's like whenever you see the mobile homes and RV parks and stuff like getting the most damage just because it's like they're not built to withstand a tornado type of thing. Whereas like homes and stuff have regulations, right? To like have like some kind of protection. Like have some kind of like level that you have to reach to have that protection, right?
So I'm in my little apartment here, and I hear the tornado alarm sirens going off. What's the best way to protect myself, Tornado Tosh?
Put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible. So as further inside. So like for me, like I have my windows obviously. You want to get as far into the middle of the building as possible. So typically it could be like the interior hallway of your building or like a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be your closest thing. Obviously the number one most safe spot is underground. If you can get underground into a basement, into a far corner type of thing.
So Canada,
Right? Canada
pretty much.
emoji. Um yeah, so like that's definitely your safest spot. A lot of people don't okay, so the one thing that's been pissing me off the most when I've been tracking all of this like this season, you keep seeing photos and videos of people parking underneath highway like bridges.
Oh, oops.
That is that is the absolute worst place to park.
Is it
You're
really? I've
causing
done that before.
yeah, you're causing more damage and more harm to yourself than what you would just driving. So,
Explain that. Explain that, because
okay,
my
there's
thing is,
there's multiple reasons, okay? Number 1, the biggest thing, when you stop, you're creating a fucking massive line of traffic. So like I keep
No, no, no,
seeing
no,
like
no, no. I pull over to the shoulder and get off. Like traffic can keep going, but I pull over to the
underneath the bridge
yeah. I
or
don't
like outside. Like
underneath the
parking to the
bridge.
side is fine. Just like parking under a bridge, don't do it first of all. But parking off to the side along a highway, that's fine.
No, there's a
But
shoulder lane under the bridge. So like if
yeah,
you have
yeah,
a flat
yeah.
tire or something,
Don't. And I'll tell
what
you why in a minute. So the thing is, first of all, don't do it because I kept seeing, especially with the hail ones too, a lot of people park under there to protect their car.
this guy?
Just like, yeah, but just like when you do that, you're creating a massive fucking traffic. And look at all the people that are getting stuck there that they
Nobody's
can't.
behind me. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, the amount of
Look at this
videos and
picture.
photos I've seen.
Tasha, look at this picture that you have. You see there's a yellow line with two streets, one going forward and one going backward, right? You see that white
Mm-hmm.
line? Okay, to the
Mm-hmm.
right of that white line is the emergency lane. Like that.
Oh,
No,
I know.
okay, so I'm talking about under the bridge, I park in the emergency lane. That doesn't hold up anybody.
Here's a key word though that you just used in that. What lane is it?
Emer Emergent a tornado is not an emergency?
But who typically uses that lane that would need that lane free to help
Somebody in the
others?
middle of an emergency, like a tornado that will take your life potentially.
Okay, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. So,
you're arguing. You're arguing.
EMS,
Go ahead.
first
Go ahead.
responders, police, like people need to get by to go and help people in a specific area. So they need that lane open essentially. So here's the thing. When people stop under the bridge, you're not only creating like a huge traffic jam, it's like it's so selfish to do it, first of all. Second of all, here's the biggest part about it. So if a tornado was actually coming like close by you there, you're in the worst place possible because that you're gonna get basically things thrown at you under there. And because of the wind, the way it is structured with like the road above and then you have like the under part, the higher you go underneath, the stronger the winds are, and it creates like a huge suction vortice under there where things are going to get whipped around you at like a double the speed. So you're going to have pieces of like wood, glass, roofing, everything, whatever is in that area coming flying at you faster underneath an overpass than it would outside of it.
Listen,
Listen.
I know you're the expert, but I might just have to take a L on this one because you're telling me instead of seeking cover under a bridge from an oncoming tornado, get out of the bridge and get swept away by the tornado because it's much
Okay, here's
safer
the
than
thing.
having stuff flung around.
Yeah. I'm dead serious. Yes. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's
What a time to
true.
be alive. What a time to be alive.
If you're driving down the road, the safest thing to do, first of all, if there's a ditch, like you know how like in between there's typically a ditch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lay flat in the bottom of the ditch, cover your head.
Exit
If
your
you're on the
car.
highway, yes, you exit. If you want to exit, you can exit and lay down, cover your head. That because it can go over because you're in a ditch, so it's kind of like a little like cubby type of thing. Also, too, if you are pull to the side of the road, not underneath an overpass of a bridge, but to the side in the open, whatever. Keep your car on because if you keep your car off, you won't get the airbags deployed, which that can help, and try to move away from your window.
Oh, that's actually a good point about the airbags.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So don't
Mm-hmm.
stop under a bridge, but
Don't.
stop outside of a bridge because that won't hold up traffic.
Because the bridge, you're creating like a wall essentially above and on the side of you. So there's only two ways in and out for the wind to come. Rather than being out in the middle of nowhere, you have 360. It can go everywhere.
Okay. I mean, one of us will survive, Tasha. One of us will survive.
It will definitely be me.
Magic says, I'm on Max's side with this. I'll take the bridge. The ditch is Twister advice too. I don't know what to believe anymore.
That's
Hey,
okay.
Tasha is the expert though, so I don't know. You guys all 100. By the way, there's 120 people in here. Tasha, what are you?
Why?
I have no idea, but we've
I
talked for
honestly thought there were like spaces happening. Like I'm pretty sure like there's like an emoji space or something going on. I don't know. I haven't really been on spaces, but I popped in earlier for a second and I heard people hyping up something that was happening. So I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna be here today. YOLO. Why is everyone here?
Hey, put your cape on,
What's
Tasha.
happening?
You're saving the night tonight. Let's go.
Ugh. God, I wasn't even
Tornado,
prepared.
tornado, Tosh.
Anyway, so on top of an active tornado season, obviously there's been a couple. I always say this word wrong. Derocho. There's been 3 in the month of May. One of them was obviously the one that hit Mahalo a few weeks ago in Houston, Texas. So basically, it's just like a really fast moving storm. Like it's just moving at like a crazy speed, and it can also produce tornadoes.
Well,
And there's been 3.
in Spanish that word is derecho, but I don't know if that's supposed to be a Spanish word
That's
there.
probably how it says. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I can't say it the word correctly.
What
But
are
yeah,
those
it's
things
basically
that what are those things that primarily Spanish people eat with their like beans and rice? What are those flat things called? What is it? I didn't hear you.
I know. Yeah. As soon
Say
as
it
I
again real
start
quick.
saying it.
One time for the people. Come on.
Tortillas?
What?
Tortillas?
Oh, you said it right. Let's
Okay,
go.
good. Okay, good. Good. Tortillas.
Tortillas.
Oh, whatever. So yeah, so derechoes or whatever, they're basically just like huge storms that like move so fast. And so far too, like the one that hit Mahalo, it started just outside of his city and it went the next day all the way to Florida. Like
Damn.
it took like less than a day for it to move all the way across. Like that's what I mean. Like it's a fast moving storm and it produces really good tornadoes. So
Really good tornadoes. Okay.
really good tornadoes. So yeah, so there was 3 of those storms in the month of May, which is crazy. So the starting first. Can you hear? I just realized that I forgot to mute
No.
one of these videos. No? Okay. April 26th was during that first storm breakout or whatever. So or tornado outbreak. Dude, that video was insane. It took out that building.
Damn.
Crazy, right?
Look at
So
that
there were
one
100
in the bottom
in
right
the
hand corner.
bottom. That's a wedge tornado. This one down here, that's a wedge.
That's crazy.
So yeah, so first there was an EF3 in Lincoln, Nebraska. It hit the plant here, the first one that we saw here, that had 70 employees sheltered inside there. Like you just saw like how that thing got leveled the fuck up. I'm pretty positive too. All 70 of them were like, okay, like some injuries, but like everybody survived that shit. Like that's insane.
Oh, that's good.
Right. Another EF3 in Omaha, Nebraska, it struck an airfield, destroying a few aircraft hangars and flipping a few planes. Caused a lot of damage, obviously. And then the background photo here, the wedge one. It was an EF3 also. It went through Elkhorn, Nebraska, as a tornado emergency. Now, here's the thing. So when I track them, typically there's different levels of like warnings that you guys have in the States. So there's like obviously like your regular like weather warning, like a storm warning or whatever coming in. But when it comes to tornadoes, you have kind of 3 specific ones. So you have the PDS warning, which is like a particularly dangerous situation warning. I don't know why it's named that, but that's the more common one where if they know that something, like if a storm is like acting up, they'll throw on the PDS warning that there could be like a potential tornado type of thing. Um, it doesn't PDS doesn't necessarily mean that there is a tornado. It just means that the ingredients in that area is perfect for a tornado, that you could potentially see one. Most of the time, there's not, but it's still better to be safe than sorry with a PDS. The next one is your obvious tornado warning, which means that there are either a reports of a tornado there or there's about to be one. Um, it depends on like there's different scans. One common scan a lot of people use is a velocity scan, which shows how much debris is in the air, and it also shows the wind, like the directions of the winds. So typically they'll throw that out if there's like confirmed things on those scans. They'll throw out the tornado warning. Take it seriously. Even if there's not, because you never know, because it can literally pop out of nowhere. And then your highest level is a tornado emergency. So that means that it's a confirmed tornado on the ground and it's destructing. Like it's like you got to take it absolutely serious. Like your life is there. This year, there's been quite a few tornado emergencies posted. A couple of them were record breaking too for a lot of places in the States that have never experienced a tornado emergency alert before. And yeah, so the fact that obviously this one got a tornado emergency makes sense.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
this thing was fucking it was destructive. Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. Take warning seriously, Max. God. I feel like
I
you
always
don't.
do, especially if they're from you, because I know they're about to happen.
Right. Okay, so the day later, can you hear it?
No.
Okay, can you mute it? It's so loud in my ears. So April 27th to 28th, there was a nocturnal event. So nocturnal events basically just when storms come through. Oh my god, okay, I can't hear you for a second.
Oh,
That
that's a
news
different
reporter
type
is
of
so loud.
nocturnal event that I'm
So
used to. You feel me?
So
Go ahead,
nocturnal
Tasha.
events are more deadly than what it is during the day, obviously, because it's dark, it's night, you can't actually see it. Like the only time you can really see is like if a lightning flashes for like a millisecond, then maybe you can see the outline if it's not rain wrapped type of thing. So like nocturnal events are 2 times more deadly than it is during the day because obviously you can't see it and stuff. So a huge event happened that night in Oklahoma. Many tornadoes hit. I think it was like I can't remember the total that night, but there were so many. I remember looking through the list. But a couple of note were the EF3 in Holdenville. It caused like a lot of damage. Um, like to the point where like looking at some of the destruction and stuff, like you can only see like the cement slabs of a home type of thing. Like it was damaging, right? Like those type of things. Like when I see that it only got an EF3, that's when I'm like how? Like the house, like you only had okay, thank God. So you only had like the cement slab. Technically, that would classify as an EF4. It's like that's what I mean. Like some of the things I just don't understand. So yeah, so it caused a lot of damage there. Marietta was a huge one with an EF4. Yeah, there was a video. I don't think it showed here, but there was a video of somebody driving down the highway close by, and out of nowhere, a huge semi truck trailer came flying out of the sky in front of them.
Damn.
Yeah, so like it caused like that's how powerful it was. It was lifting it up and threw it right in front of traffic. There was also a Dollar Tree building there completely destroyed from it and that was like during its peak too. Like it hit the town at its peak, which obviously is not good. And then Sulphur, Oklahoma had I think probably the worst out of the night. It had only an EF3 though, but it took a direct hit to the downtown. The photos are crazy there. Like the whole, thankfully, like it was at night, so most people were asleep. So there weren't a lot of people in the downtown area. Most businesses were closed and stuff. So I don't remember. I think there was only like injuries, maybe a couple of deaths. I don't remember, but like the town, like the people there were lucky in the sense that there it wasn't populated at the time downtown, because the whole street was just destruction. Their school had damage too, their elementary school. Um, but their bus fleet, yeah, I remember reading that their school bus fleet got fucked up. Like to the point where they couldn't even take kids to school and stuff. So I'm pretty sure the school was still closed to this day, type of
Damn.
thing, because of it. Yeah. So it caused a lot of damage there, and I remember watching it live too, and I was like, damn, like this thing is gonna
Oh my
fuck
god,
this
I just
place
got
up
an
in a day.
idea. I
What?
just got an idea. You know how you love watching like streams and stuff? Why don't you
Mhm.
stream yourself like tracking natural disasters and stuff, and you could show everybody what you're tracking and what they're saying? That would be. I would
See,
watch that.
I thought about that. Like, I remember years ago too, like Orange would try to convince me to stream like my Sims building and stuff, and like, I think it would be cool to stream like tracking and
Yeah.
just like stream in general. But the number one problem for me is my computer. This thing
Um.
is so shit. Even if I tried to like do a stream, like I'm surprised to this day that my computer allows me to stream on this podcast. Like that's how much of a lack of faith I have in my computer. I'm surprised this shit runs The Sims. I'm surprised I can get into the verse. Like I'm surprised that I can do a lot of things on this computer to this day.
If you can
Because
get into the verse and you can stream yourself, like the VV
But
verse
that's
is
the thing. Like if I got into like I already lag sometimes in the verse. I already have like some issues sometimes on my end because of it. Like it'll freeze or something. My
you
computer
have
freezes when I'm just my computer freezes when I'm on fucking Google. Like I brought up Google and I go to type something and it'll freeze for a minute. You
you
know?
have you
Like
have leg issues.
I just have like issues with my computer in general. So as much as I would love to like do a stream type of thing, like I would love to stream. I would love to play in GTA roleplay, and stream. But like I can't do that shit, especially on a Mac. I actually technically I can't do it because it's only Windows only for that. But like, yeah, like I would if I could, but I can't because I don't
So,
have the equipment to
well, you need
properly
to invest in yourself
stream.
and sell a Darth Vader. Not financial advice, but it kind of is.
Oh my god.
Sell a Darth
Get the fuck
Vader.
out of here.
Invest in your computer, because people want to
Mm,
watch you stream Mother Nature 24/7. I'm
yeah, it
just
would
saying.
be fun.
I'm
It
just
would be
saying.
fun. But the thing is, like, I spend most of the time like watching like so many streams at once. So like, I don't know, like I would just you'd be basically just watching me watch a bunch of shit.
Yeah, but then you add your commentary to it, and that's what makes it funny
But that's the thing, like, would it
or
really be
demonic,
fun?
because you're kind of evil. But I'm just saying.
Okay, 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 sure. Whatever you say, Max. Okay, what is next? Oh, I think I know what's next. So you can't hear this, right?
No, but
You can't hear it?
that mullet is kind
Yo,
of.
this kid's mullet is insane. So I just wanted to have like a little moment here. Obviously, you can't hear it, which sucks. So, this kid here, obviously. So the day of the Marietta, Oklahoma tornado, his parents and him got into their truck. They were driving to a family friend's like a shelter to shelter in place. But before they got there, a huge tree came down and like they got stuck in a tree. Both his parents like had severe injuries, like they couldn't move, they couldn't get out of the car, they couldn't do anything, but he could. So he crawled out of his truck and he ran like 2 miles, I think it was, until he found help, and he got like people to come help and took his family to the hospital and stuff. So just like stories like that would
Nice.
obviously warm my heart.
Shout out,
Like,
little man.
yeah, he helped his family there. And then another one, actually, I was watching this one live, remember, because it's from one of my Freddie McKinney. I watch him when he streams. He's a tornado tracker or a
Mhm.
storm. So he was live streaming, and this tornado specifically like came through and completely like destroyed a family home. And like while he was streaming, and he went up right after it passed, and it was a family, like it was a couple with like two kids, and took them to the hospital immediately right after. And yeah, like they had severe injuries, obviously, but thankfully they all were okay. And it was just like a miracle that he was there at that time as soon as it hit them, obviously, because like that tornado flattened their entire home. So shout out to Freddie for, because that's the thing with a lot of storm chasers too. Like, as annoying as it is, there's some of them that are not really like, they're only there basically for the storm, and then they leave. The one thing I love about some of the storm chasers that I watch specifically is like they're there to help. Like obviously they're there to get the footage and like experience it and see it and like research it and stuff, and they're there for the thrill of it, but they're also there to help after. Specifically, like a few of them that I follow, they always do what do you call it, like fundraising and stuff, and they raise so much money and they go back to these places like a week or two later and give supplies out and give people whatever they need. And they're just always there to help and support, and yeah, especially in times in these times when you need it. So shout out to all of those stormtroopers, storm chasers that are there not only to track and stuff, but when time needs, they put the camera down to help and not just continue filming type of thing. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just shout out to all the heroes that obviously shouldn't have to be heroes, but unfortunately, because of these storms, we need them. Let me go next. Did I skip one? I better not have. No, I didn't. Okay. Ugh. Oh yeah, okay. So May 6th, a little bit of a Trump. Lots of tornadoes during this outbreak. Also, um, like I said here, most of them were smaller, so like EF0, EF1, but there was one specific one that was rated an EF4, which is crazy. Like, imagine a storm. You have like, I can't even remember how many there were. I think there were like 20 to 30, and one of them was huge. And it had a long path too. Like, I'm sure you can see the photo here of its path.
Yeah.
So it touched down in Oklahoma, and it intensified really quick too. Like when it jumped down, I think it went instantly to like an EF2, EF3. Like it was quick and powerful, and it hit Barnstable, Oklahoma. They had a tornado emergency issued too. If I believe, here's the thing though. So, like the background photo is the only one from like a video screenshot of it at one point. So it was definitely a wedge tornado. But the thing is, it quickly became rain wrapped, and it was in the middle of the night. So there's no like official, like really photos and stuff of it, but it was big and it was powerful and it was destructive. And the tornado emergency was definitely the right call on that one. Um, the debris ball, I remember when it was being tracked, I was watching it. There's a thing called velocity scans, and it shows the debris. And to anybody that knows what I'm talking about, like the path where it was, at one point it was just like black and white. Like that's like peak like stuff in the air type of thing. It's just like it was destructive. And I think it was like up to like 30,000 feet of things flying or like flying in the air. I can't remember the exact height of it, but like things were like everywhere. Um,
How long is that green line right there? Is like a mile, or do you know?
mm, so
It looks like
I
it's
rem-
passing through cities, so it's got to be more than a
yeah,
mile.
yeah, yeah. So it hit Barnsdall here. I think it's here, and then it went up all the way to what is it, Bartlesville. So it
Bartle.
started like way below and went up. So if anybody
Hold
knows
on,
the
let me
area
see.
or like sees it on a map type of thing, like it went pretty far. Like that's the
Hold
thing.
on.
A lot of these tornadoes this year too have been lasting like a good hour and they're traveling a good distance for a lot of them. I thought about adding the distances of all of them and the time, but I just obviously I was in a rush to finish everything. So I had to leave some information out. But yeah, like as you can see from this video that's been playing, like the destruction of like the whole, like it's insane.
That's
It's just
43 miles. That's 43 miles.
mhm. That's what I
Damn.
mean. Like a lot of these places, like a lot of these tornadoes are going long distances. Like the one that we just did like 2 or 3 sides ago for Sulphur, like that one was also the same. Like it had to have been like 50, I think. There's something around there because it went through like way south and then way north. So like a lot of these are like traveling a good distance. But yeah, so like there was a lot of destruction. The thing that's been very common this year too is you're just seeing trees snapped in half, and even some of them you're seeing trees debarked. Like
Yeah, that
that's how
happened here.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
happened here at home, in my
Yeah.
apartment.
So in your apartments.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Um yeah, so it was a crazy one. And it's crazy cuz like that night like this was the huge tornado and then the rest of them were smaller. Now when I say like when they're smaller, they obviously did damage, but like in comparison, like this one really stood out on the night. It was insane. Um the next night, so this one is interesting because this happened in Michigan, which obviously Michigan is farther north. They're not in tornado alley technically, but they do obviously experience tornadoes. Like it's common. They get a couple here and there. But they also had their tornado emergency alert, and it was the state's first tornado emergency alert to ever be declared. So it was like a first for them. Um, it was one of them was the EF2 tornado. It went through Sherwood. A lot of damage there. Yeah, that was the first one. And then at the same time that was happening, there was another EF2 tornado that took a direct hit to the city of Portage, Michigan. Um, Definitely left a destruction there. I remember, yeah, there was a big deal about the FedEx building that was partially collapsed. It also hit 2 separate mobile home parks in the area, a lot of businesses and stuff. And the thing was, when I was tracking it, I remember the tornado went through, and then literally an hour or 2 after, there were reports of spotters seeing a second tornado going through the exact same area.
Damn.
It hasn't been officially confirmed because they were still, like, surveying it and everything, so it hasn't been officially confirmed, but there's been reports of the spotters seeing the second one, and there's been some damage confirmed for it, so it's crazy that there were 2 tornadoes, like, hours apart going through the exact same area.
Hell
Like, I
yeah.
remember the best part that I remember was when I was listening to it because I have a police scanner. like like an emergency scanner thing that I listen to too for these storms because that's sometimes where you get like the quick like information, you know? That's where you get the real shit. And I remember that they had to tell the EMS and first responders that were going to certain like to the area of like a lot of these places to leave immediately or shelter because there was a second one coming in. So that's why I was like, what the fuck's happening here? Type of thing. So
That's like the worst luck. Like
right?
one of them's already unlucky. Two tornadoes. Yeah.
Right? Like that's the thing. That's why I was because I was listening to it and I'm like, wait, that can't be happening. And then I was like looking at a few of the radar things and I'm like, holy shit, like there's something coming in here for sure.
Hey, yo.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one. Um so I had to do a little bit of a time jump. So oh my god. Wait, I can just pause it. Okay, there we go. It's so loud. Um so obviously I did time jump. The thing is, I did a time jump not because there was a lot of things that happened in between. Obviously, like I could do a couple slides of things that happened within like the 2 weeks between here because there were definitely a lot of tornadoes that happened. But a majority of them were definitely like 0, 1, 2s, a couple threes, but nothing like. I just wanted to get to this one to be honest because this one was wild. Because this one it was definitely so far the highest recorded one, like the most damaging one. So it was an EF4. And when I say EF4 on this one, I think it's rated wrong. Completely, I think it's rated wrong. This one deserves to be EF5. The first one of the year, it does, like, definitely. So it entered Greenfield, Iowa, on the south side. And I'm not sure if you can see, but like you can clearly see the line that it took in the city. Like it went right through the town. And the damage is insane through there. It was the first most violent tornado too to hit the western side of Iowa state in 25 years. And oh yeah, so like the hospital during it, the hospital I believe is somewhere like up in this area. And it obviously had damage and it got evacuated, and still to this day it's closed. They have like a temporary clinic or something happening at their school. So like that, like it's just so bad when you have like a tornado that comes through and hits like your hospital, because that's where like you need that shit open, you know. So
Because you need that shit open.
you need that shit open because
Facts.
like
Them
the
do be
amount of
facts.
like the amount of damage, like come on, like do you not see like the fucking damage, like
I see
this,
the fucking damage.
like it's
That's
just
crazy.
insane, like the whole line, right? Of just pure damage and chaos. So like, you know, these people, they needed help, and obviously the hospital was evacuated. So just not a good mixture of it. And a side note too, they found the tornado debris 140 or 174 miles away in a town. There were like
Damn.
yeah, like there were like pictures of people from their homes that were found like that far away.
That's
Like
like
that,
Chernobyl radiation type distances. That's
yeah,
crazy.
like things were like spinning up so high and being thrown such far distances in the area. Um it was definitely the big one of the year, I'd say so far. Yeah, so the record speeds, I like kilometer an hour, but it was definitely recorded over 250 miles per hour, which is over 400 kilometers for everybody else outside of America, which is fucking fast. It's a huge one.
Yeah.
There's also other reports too of 290, which is 470. And technically by classification, if that's true, like if it's if whenever they finish their fucking surveying and everything like that, and if it's true, that would technically make it an EF5 for sure. No doubt, I still think that it deserves it, but
You better put some
whatever.
respect on that tornado name.
Yeah, like EF4, EF5, regardless, whatever they give it, like this shit was powerful. Like this thing came in and destroyed. And yeah, so it was just, yeah, it's fast as fuck. Dude,
Boy.
like, sorry, I just got
Tasha speechless.
distracted. No, because it's just, there's just something, as much as I hate to say it, there's just something so beautiful about it. But yeah, so it's just like, look at this thing.
It's like a big ass cloud to me, but hey, do you, boo? Do you?
Well, this is technically, I don't think it's technically, but this would be like the main tornado with like some vortices happening. So this one definitely would have had some vortices happening in it. For sure, especially having the wind speed. Like this wind speed, actually, if I remember correctly too, with the sulfur one, which was I think the EF3, EF4 one, like the crazy thing is the most common thing I'm seeing also from a lot of these vortice tornadoes that have been happening, you keep seeing like massive, like 2x4, like pieces of wood just pierced into the side of buildings. Like that shit's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine having to dodge all that. Like you're outside.
That's what I'm saying. And then imagine that coming at you twice as fast underneath a fucking bridge.
That's why you want to stay in your car. You're telling me to get out of my car and find a ditch to lay in. What?
In the ditch. I'm saying in the ditch where you're underneath so you can protect because you're in like the bottom. That's what I'm saying. You don't stand on the side. If you can in a deep ditch, go down and cover your head.
I'm just ducking in my front seat of my car. Like that's gonna protect me.
Yeah, you could do both. Those both are your good options. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, this one was definitely, I think, so far the tornado of the year. But obviously, the season's not over. Definitely.
And the award
for like
goes
the most powerful. Yeah. No, I'm saying that for a fact.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Yeah, but no, this thing was definitely massive. Definitely did a lot of destruction, and had some crazy recorded wind speeds, and just like, yeah. And the fact that it took out the hospital, like it didn't take out the hospital, but caused a lot of damage in the hospital. Like that's just like a recipe for disaster, essentially. It's not a good time. Not a good time. Shout out to everybody in Greenfield though. I remember like one of my streamers, I think one of my streamers I was watching, like the next day after this, they already had like $60,000 to $70,000 raised, and they immediately sent in like a couple of people with like generators and supplies and stuff. So like, again, shout out to a lot of those people out there. Because yeah, the town really definitely needed the help and support during this. Okay, so coming to you, Max.
Hey,
because I know
that's the crib.
fake ass bitch. So yeah, so Valley View, Texas. How close is that to you? Like, it's pretty close, but
I know. Go ahead. I'll find out right now.
Because I know it's like pretty north to you, but I don't know, like an hour drive. I don't know, but I was shocked because I remember tracking it, and I was like, damn, like the size of it definitely looks massive. It was again a nocturnal event, so there's no official photos of it. There's like some videos and stuff. But it was an EF3, tore through, it went straight through Valley View. It destroyed so many homes. That local gas station definitely made the news round. It had like 1,000 people in there. Like, I can't remember the exact number, like 16 or something like that. and it took a direct hit from it. The whole thing collapsed. Thankfully, I think everybody made it out. I remember when it happened, they caused a or they the on the police scanner they called out a mass casualty event for it, which is crazy. Um, and thankfully, everybody made it out. Um, and then yeah, the tornado continued to move east for a bit to Pilot Point, hit a lot of mobile homes there because if I believe, if I'm correct, that area too is like full of parks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know. You live there. Um, so yeah, it hit quite a couple of mobile home parks. I remember seeing a couple of footage from like a couple of docking bays and stuff that got fucked up. Because the crazy thing too is it went right over the water. So like it was a tornado slash like water spout.
Mm, it was
Uh,
amphibious. Let's go.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of damage there, a lot of craziness. I remember texting Max with my updates throughout the night.
I appreciate you, Tasha, for keeping me safe. Thank you so much. You know, she's got to keep the co-host safe. You know, this is the moneymaker.
I wasn't really too concerned about you. I knew it was
For sure,
far
I was.
away from you. I knew you had a good distance. Obviously, I knew it wasn't in Dallas, so you're good. Um, I just did it because I just needed somebody to talk to. I don't have people that enjoy this shit like I do, so I can't. I don't have people to share like that. Oh my god, did you see this type of thing? So I was just like, I kept sending you so much. I'm like, look at this, look at this.
Well, I would love to talk tornadoes with you anytime, Tasha. Anytime, although we're not
That
friends.
sounds so sad. Yeah. uh, but yeah, so um, I haven't really added anything else after this. There were the day after this, I didn't make a slide for it because it was too long, didn't have enough time. But on May 26th, there was another outbreak that came through Oklahoma, a couple of really strong tornadoes there, and then it continued to north. Oh my god, what is that state name? The one
Oklahoma,
beside you, Arkansas.
Arkansas,
Is no, oh my god,
Arkansas. You talking about Louisiana?
Arkansas?
Arkansas, yeah.
No. Okay. I was thinking of the city because there's a city called Texarkana or something like that.
Texarkana, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was mixing it up because that's right on the border. The city fucks me up every time I see it. Yeah, Arkansas? No.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Oh my god. I don't know the states. Okay. Arkansas. So yeah, so it went through Arkansas. I remember there was a moment too during that storm where I have to search it up because it's gonna bother me. I that's the thing when I'm tracking tornadoes, I can find the location so much faster than I can explain it. So yeah, it
Yo,
was
that
this
is
town.
crazy. That is crazy.
What?
You just like zoomed right to right to the location you were looking
That's
for.
what I mean.
Arkansas.
Like when I'm tracking shit, I can find things so much easier on Google Maps. You know how long I spend on this shit?
That's wild.
So yeah, so around this town here, Decanter, there were 3 tornadoes, possibly a fourth. They're still obviously researching it at one time. Like I was tracking it, there was like one around here, there was a second one over here, and then there was a third one here, and there was a possible one around here. So like this area definitely was active as fuck that night. Um it was wild. And then like they moved over. There was like a couple over here. One went through Rogers and did a lot of damage in this area. I believe it was like somewhere around here.
Uh-huh.
But the storm, like it was crazy because the storm started out like in it was around here prior. Oh no, it started here in Claremore because this was happening at the same time There's another storm that was actually happening by you again. I can't remember. I'll remember when I see it on the map. But it's like the tornado started here in Claremore. I remember it was just like around here, and it came through, hit Pryor, it hit Salina here up in the north. There were other reports of it around here. So then, it went through here. Like the storm took a massive, like from here, and it went all the way. Like I think I stopped tracking it when it was around here, because that's when the tornado threats kind of died down a bit, and then it just kind of went into a storm for the rest of the night. But like the distance was pretty fucking far for like
Shit,
that
almost made
storm,
it to Europe.
basically,
Crazy.
right? Yeah. I remember at the same time there was like a storm happening down by you. I think
Hey, that's my hood. Let's go.
it was New Boston. There was a tornado around this area at that time, at the same time. Yeah, no, I know maps so much better than I know anything
Why
else.
don't you get a job in this?
I don't know. You have to go to school for it. I'm broke as fuck. I can't afford that shit.
And on
I
YouTube.
don't
That's what
know.
everybody else does. Shit.
Yeah,
Let's
I
get
guess.
Tasha
But
hired. Anybody out there? We have 146 people listening. And you know a storm chaser, any way to get Tasha on the squad, let us
the thing
know.
about storm chasing, you kind of need a license to drive around. You know, I don't have that shit either.
Just hire an Uber.
An
hire
Uber. Oh my god, could you imagine hiring an Uber for a few hours and being like, "You're taking me tornado chasing. You got this shit." um, but yeah, so basically, like it's still active. Like there's still been a lot of things that have been happening. It's ongoing. Obviously, the season's not over. I think June technically is peak of the tornado season, though. So anything could happen. We could definitely get a much stronger tornado than the last one. My tornado of the year. um, Anything is possible. But yeah, no. Main thing is like if you're in the path of any kind of tornado warning, emergency, a PDS, like regardless, just take that shit seriously because they've been getting really good at tracking with like a lot of new radars coming out and stuff. So like when they put these emergencies out, like this means that they got like some kind of confirmation that something's happening in your area, and it's just better to be safe than sorry for sure, no matter what. What is this?
to Lorenzo's question. What do people do if their shit gets blown away by a tornado? They just start rebuilding? You gotta rebuild, bro. You
Yeah.
file that insurance claim. Hopefully you have good
Well,
insurance.
here's the worst thing too. I remember I had a conversation with Iz about this recently too. I heard that there's a lot of insurance companies and stuff um in that area and also in Florida, I believe, that are getting rid of their insurance or whatever for these type
Tornadoes?
of things. Yeah.
That's crazy. I
Right?
have one of my best friends works in roofing, and
Mhm.
I mean, I guess unfortunately, but like tornado season is his best season because that's he
Mhm.
goes through all the neighborhoods that got blown over and starts pitching business and doing all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. And I mean, tornado season treats them well for their business. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. And that's like the thing, like when you live in that area, like obviously you got to know like these things are possible, and yeah, if you're in the path and there's destruction, like you got to pay for it, you got to fix it, like you got to take time, you got to rebuild. And unfortunately, yeah, it takes a long time. Like a lot of these towns that got hit so far this year, like like look, wait until next year and see where they're at. Like I guarantee you, like they're still going to be rebuilding a lot of it. Like that's the thing that sucks. And the worst part too is a lot of these towns are repeat towns where they get hit, every couple of years or so. So
And for
it comes with the
Lorenzo,
territory,
you also have to rebuild emotionally. So you could take that
well,
with you,
yeah,
Lorenzo. I know you enjoyed that.
right. But aside from that though, I am going to throw in a bonus from the other day.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
throwing in one more. um So in Alberta, Canada, a couple of days ago, it
Home
was
of Bret
actually a
Hart.
Monday, right? So, dude, this fucking tornado, dude, insanity. Why can't I press play?
Push spacebar.
Oh my god.
She can't put. There you go. Damn, that looks like a wizard hat.
Right? Dude.
Damn, so much
Dude.
power.
And this is a mesocyclone, like cyclonic tornado. It just means that the clouds are like really high up, which is why like you got that long ass like
Like,
look to it because the clouds are so high up. This thing is insane.
I'm not gonna lie,
I
that
don't
looks
think
like
it did
Stanley Cup.
right. It didn't. I think it mostly destroyed a lot of farmland. I think it like destroyed a barn. Like nothing really was in its path, but like this thing is a beat. Like this is what I mean. Like
That's crazy.
these are beautiful, right? So like yeah, this happened just the other day up here in Canada. So we do get some tornadoes, you know. But yeah, like like, this thing is like this is what I mean. I love the like look at this thing.
Your enthusiasm. I love it.
Look at this fucking thing, dude.
Look at the fucking thing.
It's so crazy. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in because it literally just happened 2 days ago and it was just insane. It blew my mind. I saw it when I first saw it because it showed up. I'm like, I was scrolling through something and I saw it and I'm like, what the fuck is this AI shit? And then I like looked at it and like I looked it up and it was real and I'm like, holy shit, this is real. Because at first I thought it was like AI because I'm like, this looks not real. Like this looks insane.
It made your night. I'm happy
It
for you,
really
Tasha.
did. I was like, holy shit.
This
I remember
shit.
showing Iz and I told him he was also blown away too. But yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Tornado Tasha's Hurricane Tornado Update. Shout out. Everybody give Tasha a round of applause. If you're at home, even though we can't see you, give her a round of applause. She put a lot of
I'm
work
just
into this.
sad. Yeah, I'm just sad that I couldn't add more because I wanted to add more.
Damn.
But yeah, it's okay. We got
Well,
the
I'm
gist of
proud
it.
of you, Tasha. I was looking
We
forward
saw-
to this. It was great.
Thank you.
You did great,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody thank Tasha in the comments.
Don't
Encourage her to start her own
don't.
stream.
No God.
And if you want to throw in a compliment for Tasha, go ahead and
Please.
throw in a compliment for Tasha.
I can end this right now. Don't do this to me.
Look, you did a great job, Tasha. 10 out of 10. Oh, look. Great presentation, Tasha. Thanks, Tasha.
You're welcome.
Look at this.
I just really enjoy storms and tornadoes. They're just so cool. Like they're just so cool, you know? If I could stream and chase them, I would. Same thing with like a hurricane. I would love to experience a hurricane. Just to really like experience it, you know? They're just so cool. Same thing with like Iceland's volcano, like the zipper opened up again there last week, another eruption, you know, like these type of things, like to go to a volcano and to see it erupt, you know, just there's just something so wonderful about the way that the earth works, the way that, you know, all of these things come together. It's crazy. I love it.
What about the Bermuda Triangle? Would you go there?
Yeah, I don't know why people are so afraid of it.
Okay. I'll stay my ass at home and let you live stream from over there so we can see what all the fuss is about. You know,
I need a passport for that shit.
Oh yeah, that's true. To go to your death. Anyway.
Right? Anyways.
There's 152 people on this stream.
Why?
Beats the hell out of me. I have no idea. But thank you guys for coming on the stream. Appreciate you. Tasha, My co-host, you did an incredible job with your hurricane tornado presentation. Loved
Thank
it.
you.
I need it next week is a PowerPoint on backpacks. You heard it here first. All right.
I think I'm getting sick.
We're gonna get out of here. We'll see everybody later. Shout out to everybody that joined. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye, guys. Sorry, there's no songs.